Hi, my name is Atif and welcome to 12th part of Real Estate App Development series. In this part, we will complete designing the UI for ad property. So let's open the project in Android Studio and open the activity post add.xml file. We need to add a text input field to input the number of floors, and we need to add this text input layout above the text input layout that is used to input the number of bedrooms. Instead of creating the same code again, we will copy the text input layout of bedrooms. Copy this text input layout, right click, copy, and paste it above. After pasting the code, we need to change the ID of this text input layout. So ID will be floors text input layout. After that, we need to change the hint since we need to input the floors, so hint will be floors. Now we need to change the icon from start, which we need to create first. Right click on variable folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, search for the icon with name business, choose an icon, click OK, rename the rename the icon with name, building, gray, make sure to choose the color gray. Click next and finish. Now we can show that icon in start of this text input layout using its name, that is building gray. We also need to change the ID of edit text. ID will be floors edit text. Now we need to input the number of bathrooms. For that, instead of creating the same code again, we will just copy the code above, select the code of bedrooms, right click, copy, and paste it after bedrooms text input layout. After pasting the code, we will just change the ID of text input layout. Since we need to input the number of bathrooms, so ID will be bathrooms text input layout. Make sure to change the hint, and also we need to show an icon in start of this text input layout. Right click on variable folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, choose the icon, click OK, rename the icon. Make sure to choose color gray, click next and finish. Now we can show that icon in start of this text input layout using its name. Also change the ID of edit text. Input type will remain same, that is number. The next information that needs to be input is area size, and area size is divided into two parts, area size and unit of area size. For that we will create linear layout. Width will be match parent and height will be wrap time. Orientation will be horizontal. Inside this linear layout, we will create two text input layout. First one will be used to input the area size, and second one will be used to choose the unit of area size. To input the area size, we need to create text input layout. Instead of creating the same code again, we will copy the code from above, select the code, right click, copy, and paste inside the linear layout. After pasting the code, we will change the ID of this text input layout. The new ID will be area size text input layout. After that, we will change the hint. Hint will be area size. Now we need to change the icon from start. Right click on variable folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, search for the icon with name, layer, choose the icon, click OK. Rename the icon with name, area size, gray. Click next and finish. Now we can show that icon in start of this text input layout using its name, and after that we need to change the ID of the edit text. ID will be area size, edit text, and the input type will be number, decimal. We need to create another text input layout to allow user to choose the area size unit. We will copy the code of text input layout with autocomplete text view, and for that we will copy the code of property subcategory. Right click, copy, and paste inside the linear layout after the area size text input layout. After pasting the code, we will change the ID of text input layout. ID will be area size unit text input layout. Inside the hint, we will type square feet. To allocate the equal width to each text input layout, we will use the property layout weight with value of 1. Similarly, we will do same for area size unit text input layout. Use the property layout weight with value of 1. Now we need to set margin from start using the property layout margin start with value of 5 dp. After that we need to remove the icon, and we also need to change the ID of autocomplete text view. ID will be area size unit autocomplete text view. The next information that needs to be input is location of the property. For that, we need to create text input layout. Instead of creating same code again, we will just copy the text input layout with autocomplete text view. Copy and paste it after linear layout. Copy the code of property subcategory text input layout and paste it after linear layout. After pasting the code, we will change the ID of this text input layout since user need to choose the location. So ID will be location text input layout. We also need to change the hint. Hint will be location. After that, we need to change the icon from start of this text input layout. For that, right click on variable folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, search for the icon with name location, choose an icon, click OK, rename the icon with name, location, grid, click next and finish. Now you can show that icon in start or this text input layout using its name, that is location grid. The next step is to change the ID of autocomplete text view. ID will be location autocomplete text view. Later, when user click this text input layout, it will move to map from where user will able to choose the location of the property. Okay, now we need to input the property price. For that, we will copy the code of text input layout with edit text, right click, copy, and paste it after the location text input layout. After testing the code, we will change the ID of this text input layout. ID will be price text input layout. We also need to change the hint of this text input layout, and hint will be price. We need to change the icon. Right click on driver folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, search for the icon with name wallet, choose an icon, click OK, rename the icon with name wallet gray. Make sure to choose color gray, click next and finish. Now we can show that icon is start using its name, that is wallet gray. The next step is to change the ID of edit text. ID will be wallet edit text and input type will be number decimal. Okay, now we need to create a text view to show a label. Label will be details. Let's create a text view. Width will be match parent and height will be reference. After setting the width and height, we need to apply a style using the property style. Style will be title medium, which is part of material 3 theme. After that, we need to set the text to this text view using the property text, and text will be details, and margin from top will be 5 dp. The next information that needs to be input is property title, and for that we will copy the text input layout with an edit text, copy and paste it after text view. After pasting the code, we will change the ID of this text input layout. Since user need to input the property title, so ID will be title text input layout, and hint will be title. Let's change the icon. Right click on variable folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, search for the icon with name title, choose icon, click OK, rename the icon with name title gray, click the button next and finish. Now we can show that icon in start of this text input layout using its name, that is title gray. After that, we need to change the ID of edit text. ID will be title edit text, and the input type will be text person name. The next information that needs to be input is property description, and for that we will copy the code of text input layout and paste it after title text input layout. After pasting the code, we need to change the ID of this text input layout. ID will be description text input layout. After that, we need to change the hint of this text input layout since user need to input the description. So hint will be description. After that, we need to change icon. Right click on driver folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, search for the icon with name assignment, select icon, click OK, rename the icon with name description gray, click next and finish. Now we can show that icon in start of this text input layout using its name, that is description gray. After that, we will change the ID of edit text to description edit text, and input type will be text multiline and text cap sentences. Okay, now we need to input the seller email, and for that we will copy the code of text input layout with an edit text. Select the code, right click, copy and paste. After pasting the code, we will change the ID of this text input layout. ID will be email text input layout. After changing the ID, we also need to change the hint, which will be email. Now we need to change the icon from start of this text input layout, which is already available in driver folder with name email black. And ID of the edit text will be email edit text, and input type will be text email address. Now we need to input the phone number of the seller, which is divided into two parts. First part is country code and second part is the actual phone number. So we have created the linear layout with width match parent and height wrap content, and orientation will be horizontal and gravity will be center vertical. Inside this linear layout, we will create two views. First view will be used to import the country code, that is country code picker. Country code picker width will be wrap content and height will also wrap content. After setting width and height, we need to set the ID. ID will be phone code text input layout. Now we need to set the margin from and using the property layout margin and margin will be 8 dp and gravity will be center. We also need to set the minimum width, which will be 60 dp. To allow the country code picker to detect country code automatically, we have used this property with value true. Now we need to set the content color using the property content color, and we will apply our color gray 01, which is available in colors.xml file. Now we are using this property to allow the country code picker to remember the last selection. And to hide the country flag, we have used this property with value false. And we also need to hide the country code name using this property with value false. This is completely optional. So if you want to show country flag and name code, you can do it by putting the value true. Okay, now we need to input the phone number. For that, we will copy the text input layout with an edit text. Right click, copy, and paste inside the linear layout after configure picker. After pasting the code, we will change the ID of this text input layout. ID will be phone number text input layout. After changing the ID, change the hint to phone. We also need to change the icon from start, and the icon is available in drawable folder with name phone blank. Make sure to change the ID of edit text to phone edit text, phone number edit text. Input type will be phone. The next information that needs to be input is property images. For that, we will create two things. First thing will be our text view that will be clicked to pick the images from camera or gallery. And second thing will be recycler view to show the images that is picked from camera or gallery. Text view width will be match parent and height wrap content. After that, we are applying the style to this text view, and style is title medium. After setting the style, we will set the text to this text view using the property text, and text will be pick images. We also need to show an icon in start of this text view. Right click on driver folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon, search for the icon with name, add, choose an icon, click OK, choose the color green. Now we will rename the icon with name, add photo, click next and finish. Now we can show that icon in start of this text view using the property drawable start, and we will use the name of the image that we have created now. Now we need to give icon padding. For that we are going to use the property drawable padding, and padding will be 5 dp. We also need to set the padding from top and bottom. For that we have used the property padding vertical, and gravity will be center vertical. Now we need to create a recycler view to show the images picked from camera or gallery. Recycler view width will be match parent, and height will be wrap content. ID of this recycler view will be images recycler view. After setting the ID, we need to set the layout manager using the property layout manager, and layout will be staggered grid layout manager. We also need to set the number of columns in a row using the property span count, and the value will be 4, which will show 4 columns in a row. Let's create a layout file for list item. Right click on layout folder, click new, click layout resource file, type the name of file that will be raw images picked. Click OK. Now open the raw images pick.xml file, and replace the constraint layout with material card view with width match parent and height wrap content. After setting the width and height, we need to remove the card elevation using the property card elevation with value 0 dp. After that, we have used the property card use compact padding with value true to allow the card view to use the padding automatically. Inside this card view, we have created a relative layout with width match parent and height frame content, and a shapeable image view with width match parent and height wrap content. ID of this image view will be image view. This image view will show the image picked from camera or gallery. Now we need to show our default image in this image view using the property tools source. Instead of Android source, we have used tools source. This will show random image in each row, which will be displayed in only layout preview. Let's pass the value add tools sample backgrounds scenic. After that, we have used the property adjust view bounds with value true, which will adjust the height of the image according to the width. We also need to format the shape of the image with rounded corners. We have already created a style in styles.xml file with name image style corners rounded. Now we need to create a button to allow user to remove the image button. Width and height will be wrap content and ID will be close button. We also need to show an icon in this image button. Let's create it. Right click on variable folder, click new, click vector asset, click the clip art icon and search for the icon with name, close, choose icon, click OK. Rename the icon with name, close, red and make sure to change the color to red. Click next and finish. Now we can show that icon in our button using the property source and type the name of the button which is close red. We also need to make the background of this button transparent. Add Android color transparent and the padding will be 10 dp. After that we need to place this image button to end of this relative layout using the property layout align parent and with value true. And with that, the UI for recycler view item is now completed. Now we will show that in our recycler view using the property list item with the value as name of file that is raw images picked. It will show different random images in our recycler view that can only preview in the layout preview of our Android Studio. So you will have an idea how our recycler view will be shown when we run our app. After that, we have created a material button with width match parent and height wrap content. After setting the width and height, we need to set the ID of this button that will be submit button. Now we need to set the text using the property text and text will be post add. When user click this button, we will start submitting the property add to our database. We also have placed the button to end of this relative layout using the property layout align parent bottom with value true. After that, we have set the minimum height, which we already have defined in dynos.xml file with name and button height. In the last, we need to set the margin using the property layout margin. Margin will be 10 dp. After that, we need to do another thing that is, we need to place the scroll view above the submit button. To place the scroll view above the submit button, we have used the property layout above and in that we have passed the ID of the button. And with that, our UI to submit the property is now completed. And from the next part, we will start implementing the logic to submit the property to Firebase. And later, we will show the properties in list. Review your code carefully and match it with my code before running it to device. Okay, now we will start testing the app and for that we will run the app in real device or in emulator. When the app runs successfully, open the profile section, click the post and add button, scroll down to the bottom to check if everything is working fine. We will continue from here in next part.